All right. All right. So recording started. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. It looks like the first topic on the agenda is triaging and discussion feedback. I'm not sure who added this. You want to speak up and we can get started talking about it?
Yeah, Remington. Yeah, so thanks, Remington. So this is, again, we are doing it every week, right? So for like few minutes, we can discuss on the last week's triaging and discussion warm-up and go like primary and secondary and get their feedback, and then fix on the next series or the next week triaging and discussion primary and secondary warm-ups.
Yeah, so I was in the rotation to do the GR and the discussion. The volume is low on the discussion, so there wasn't really anything much that I can bring up. So there's a few question answer and that's about it. On the triad, frankly I didn't have much time last week to do to work on the triad. So yeah, so that pretty much the feedback I can provide this time. So yeah.
All right, thank you, William. So let's see. So this week it was you and Hong, it looks like. So next in the rotation would be Jan and Daniel. Jan, do you want to co-triage with Daniel, or do you want to do it yourself? I'm not sure how much experience Daniel has. So if you're here,
It doesn't look like either of them are here.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind then. Should we maybe reach out to him offline and see if he wants to do it still, or should we move down the list until we get
I think we can move on to the next primary and secondary, like whoever is available. That would be better, so that we can fix on. In the secondary list, we can do primary. Can you see that?
Yeah. Does anyone work with Daniel? I don't recognize the name.
Yes, Daniel's a co-crush. Daniel Sophie. Yeah.
Okay.
Co-crusher.
Can someone relay them the message?
Sorry, what was the message?
Well, he'll be on triage and
maybe we go to whoever is in the meeting. I think unless we know that Daniel would be available to take out, to do it next round.
Yeah, that is right actually. So whoever in the meeting, I think it would be better to fix it here. I think rather than following up later, that could be difficult if they are not available.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask him if I can ask him about next week. Is that helpful?
Yeah, that is better. So this week, yeah.
So who is it going to be this week?
So one down the list.
Yep. Abhishek, are you here? Does not look like it.
Okay, we go to next.
Doesn't look like he is here either.
I can do instead Daniel or Idan, just because they both on holidays right now. I think I can replace them, and like we don't have holidays in Ukraine, so I can be secondary. Yeah.
That's good. So I will.
No holidays. Yeah.
Is Daniel accepted as a member? Can he do issue triaging?
I don't see.
So yeah, so one thing is like what we are doing is primary can be a member, secondary may not be a member. They can work along with primary.
Okay.
And they can post comments as a part of. Still users can comment on the tickets and all, but member, I think they can. The primary will be at least a member who can add the labels or remove the tickets and all. So that permissions, I think it was already proposal is made by GC and decision taken on that. So primary is at least a member. Secondary can be anyone who is not a member, or anyone actually.
Got it. Okay.
All right, Pasha, do you want a
secondary?
Sorry, what was that, Hari?
Sorry. Yeah, so Pasha, do you want to be primary or secondary?
No, I will be secondary for now. Even
So,
if I remember, I still don't know answers on some questions. So I would be secondary.
Does
okay.
anybody to volunteer as primary?
Actually, looks like how come I noticed that my name is next to Pasha's name. If it's my turn, then I'm fine to be primary.
No, it is not in the order actually. So we need to move Pasha to the wherever the location is, the end.
Okay, but I mean, keep my name in mind if there is no other primary.
I can do the primary because I didn't do much with William, so I can still be the primary for a week.
Okay, that's great.
Thanks, Hong. I think what I'll do is I'll move you guys to the appropriate spot in the list so we don't lose track of the order. So I'll move Pasha down here and I'll keep you there, Hong. All right, so Hong will be primary and Pasha will be secondary for the discussions and issue moderation this week. That work for everybody?
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
All right, great. Does anybody have anything further to discuss with the triaging discussion feedback? All right, so next we'll move on to the rollout 1.1 release status. So I'm not sure this year, but maybe Hari.
Yeah, this is also I added this one as well. So again, this is from the continuous from the last week and before last week we are discussing about the release status. I think right now I think we are in a good shape. I think so. There are 2 pending tickets which are currently open, but I think we will be making a release cat by Friday or Monday. So if anyone wants to have anything that at least only bugs, no features allowed at this point. But any bugs or anything that is important, please let us know. But other than that, I think we are on. We will be releasing by Monday most likely. So that is the update for Rollout 1.1. Yeah. Anything anyone wants to add, JC or Alex?
No. Yeah, the 2 remaining were just graphite metric support. Both of them are actually external contributors. So, but I know that leader election, Salesforce really wanted that one in, so they're shepherding that one in. It's actually not by Salesforce, but they're who he's sending PRs to the PR to try and get that one in before the 1.1 because they really want the leader election by 1.1. And graphite, I think, is just there. It just needs to be rebased.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, and is someone, Alex, will you be reviewing the dynamic scaling?
I think it's maybe India from Intuit is the most appropriate person because he spent so much time on that feature, and me too. I will try to help him.
Okay. Yeah, that one is ready now. The testing is passed and refactoring has been done.
Awesome.
Yeah, yes, Andrew is already validating actually from Monday, I think. Yeah, he will be reviewing along with Alex. And also like the topic came in, so we have 2 new members, new contributors I want to introduce. There is Andrew and Leo as a part. I think Andrew we have already mentioned, he is like a member already, and Leo is a new member as well from Intuit. So Leo is not new, but not new to the Argo. He is a individual contributor earlier, but he will be more actively contributing from Intuit side. Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hey, Leo. Good to see you.
Thanks. Good to be here. Exciting.
Where are you? Are you from Canada? You are the guy?
I'm from Canada, yes.
Oh,
I'm not sure if I'm the guy.
You are the guy. Jesse mentioned you to me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Leo did the. What you want to actually introduce yourself?
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Sure. In 2017, I started working with Kubernetes. So that's when I started doing Golang, and I moved from Java development to Golang. I don't plan to go back to Java, so I really love doing Kubernetes and Golang development. And I contributed to I was more on the consumer side when it comes to Argo project. So I worked as a consumer of Argo workflows, Argo CD, and Argo rollouts for about 2.5 years, and doing some small contributions here and there. But my last job, I worked at Ambassador Labs, and I contributed a slightly bigger feature in Argo rollouts, where I integrated Ambassador API gateway in Argo rollouts, so it can be used as a traffic router while doing canaries. So I know a little bit of, I think I know. I'm comfortable as a user of the 3 different projects, the 3 different bigger projects. But in terms of development, I know a little bit more on the Argo rollout side. So that's a little bit about me.
Welcome. So looking forward to work with you.
Cool. Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Hello, and I'm Andrew, and I'm joined to Intuit 5-6 months ago and joined to the Argo team. I switched again from the Java Spring Boot applications and applications switched to the Golang language. And my first experience with the Kubernetes.
Oh, sorry, Harry, could you mute yourself? We cannot hear Andrew. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah. So as on the Argo, I'm just I started from working on Argo as in Intuit 5-6 months ago, but on this meeting I just first time. So glad to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to see you around, Andrew.
All right. Thanks, guys. Welcome. All right.
I was waiting for a second to chime in. So since we're talking about Argo 1.1 release, we spent like several hours, I think, last week with JC, and we added a bunch of issues to 1.2 milestone. And this time, I think this milestone is more contributors friendly, I would say, because the focus is on stability, and it has a lot of good first issues. So if you're interested in contributing, it's there. It's like just filter by good first issue.
Yeah, I think it's about time for more of a hygiene release for rollouts. Last 1.0 and 1.1 are actually pretty action-packed with new functionality. But I think there's a lot of things like the EDE test. I think we really need to get that stable in GitHub Actions, as well as the unit testing refactoring is the unit tests are pretty complicated. I think this could be refactored as well. And there's some smaller things that I think would be contributor friendly or new contributor friendly.
All right. Does anybody have any questions about the rollout 1.2 milestone or?
Yeah, I think rollout 1.2 milestone we can discuss more in detail probably next contributor meetings. Once 1.1 release is done, we can go over more in depth on what is each milestone, and probably we can request for other contributors to add if they want anything else, or also encouraging more contributions. So yeah, that's it from us.
Great. Yeah, sounds good. We'll make sure we discuss that more in further meetings. All right. If no one has any other topics or questions, we can move on to Pasha's topic. So the ability to restart the GitHub action. You want to speak on that, Pasha?
Yes, sure. Welcome, Andrei and Leo. And I actually would raise a question about sometimes we have flaky tests in our Argo CD, and just because of it, I need to create additional commits to my pull request for restart these actions. So I would propose to add some way to restart it for persons, for contributors who don't have permissions, because it's really uncomfortable to work with this. And in Kotlin, for example, we have special like command that allow you to do it directly from pull request. So I would to raise it because it happens for me very often, and it's really some kind of headache for me.
I remember we spoke about this with JC, and we were hoping that the other changes that JC did to enable members to triage issues, we were hoping maybe it will enable a restart button, but it's kind of validated with both Pasha and Harry that it didn't work. So
and in addition, I'll just comment on this. So even if you will to do this, some checks happens not just because of not, for example, semantic pull request check, just because I'm quickly press create and I'm manually, I forgot to change this semantic name before open pull request. I don't have a way to restart all these checks. For restart semantic pull request check, I need to run, or it's part of GitHub. Okay, it's part of GitHub actually. Sorry.
Yeah, semantic automatically updates if you update the.
No, for me no.
It's configurable. It needs to be configured a bit more wider. Like there's different ways you can configure it. We didn't configure anything, but the default, I think it requires all commits to have a semantic pull request, which is kind of, if you made the mistake to not do it for your first commit, then you have to either amend your initial commits. But I think we can easily add a semantic pull request config file to just say any of the commits should have a title, semantic title. So that one I think we can easily fix. With the other, yeah, the triage, exactly, not the triage, the restarting the actions, I think we'll have to use a bot for that because there's no privilege I can see to give that in GitHub. So I don't know if there's if anyone's aware of a bot that can use that through the comments.
I'm pretty sure GitHub is trying to protect itself because Argo used to get PRs that were trying to abuse GitHub CI and start mining jobs.
Right.
So yeah, that's why it's just, I think maybe GitHub will never give us ability to just enable a retry for everyone. We can build that bot ourselves. Like we can, I mean, it can be another CI job that watch for commits.
Yeah, I think it's possible because if you contribute to say Kubernetes or something, a member or a moderator says okay to test, right? I don't know if that applies for all PRs, like or all changes to the PR after they make that comment, or if it's just that one time. But I feel like a bot may be able to like say, okay, this PR is okay to test or retry going forward as soon as the maintainer realizes it's not a Bitcoin mining machine.
Is that something we could at least just do for members? Because members, you've made several commits, you've been invited onto the project, like for Pasha to restart it.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's a problem for me because I'm open a lot of pull requests during the week, and
so
it's
the issues
problematic for me
Yeah, the issue is actually on GitHub. They only provide 4 roles to choose from. Triage or triage, right? Admin and like owner, I think. Yeah. So the right is actually too much because that actually gives you like more privilege than a member should have. So really, the triage is the correct role, but the triage I don't think allows them to restart action. So that's why I think we need a bot to do this.
Okay, so we need to decide, and if you need to help with create such bot, for sure I can help with this. So we just need to decide what is the better way to do it. So maybe till next contribution meeting, you just can answer on question, can we do such roles or no? And depend on this, I can start to create this bot.
And one more option is we can prioritize fixing flaky tweet tests.
No, it's no way. I mean, it will be always.
Yeah.
So today it's one flaky test, tomorrow it's the other.
Yeah.
I see.
I wouldn't say no to disabling flaky E2E tests.
Yeah,
Like they end up being such a cost, such a drag on developer productivity. You have to ask yourself, do they give you the benefit if they're flaky? You can always disable them and create a ticket called fix flaky E2E test.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just means that it is a way, but just because it usually happens very often, it still can be a problem. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you only need like 2 or 3 flaky tests to make the whole suite kind of fail all the time, don't you?
mm-hmm.
All right. Pasha, did you have anything more to add on that topic, or was
no,
that?
I think that's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, does anybody else have any topics that they'd like to discuss? We're quite early today, so if anybody has anything they want to bring up, please feel free. Otherwise, we'll give you back about a half hour of your time. All right. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. We will see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.